Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Naaman with the Great Millstone Camp here in D.C. Back for another video, but first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushua, Ba'Hashem Rikahakwadash. And of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who were well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on highways and byways. All right, pushing this truth. While being assisted by the videos that they post and provide for everyone's edification. And this goes out all over the planet Earth, all right? And this aids in the waking up of the remaining hopeful elect of our people. Here I'm going to go ahead and read the copyright disclaimer because I'm going to be using videos from a couple of sites here. And it says, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use, all right, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, so once again, here at Great Millstone and those other camps that are affiliated, we've always told you year after year after year after year, all right, what the scriptures say, all right, how this is going to go down. And what I mean, in these last days, we know that this devil that that we're under, and this is a worldwide thing, but speaking strictly from America, which the American Edomite is something special. I have to give it to him. All his other fellow Edomites even despise him. All right. But in this video, this is from Lisa Cabrera's site, sister. She does excellent videos. And from time to time, I use her. And it's been a while, but this one here is going into what NASA did recently. We provide you sites. There's a brother that gives you videos of, so-called UFOs. And we know that those are the chariots. And then there's a site, Secure Team 10, which I, from time to time, look at. But this one happened to be what they did, and they cut the feed while many people were watching. And you have all kinds of questions. But I'm not going to, run into the ground. Just remember the scriptures when it talks about, because what's happening the last few years, all right, with the sightings and everything, they were forced to just lay bare and reveal everything, all right, because they couldn't keep it contained anymore. And we know that the so-called white man is a control freak. He's got a God complex. He loves controlling the narrative. But it got to a point where he couldn't do that anymore. And this is more of the same. So let's go ahead and go to the sister here. Let's see. Here it is. That's her. And it's like, wow. And it's in the scriptures. You look at Luke 21st chapter, all right, tells you about the coming of the Son of Man. All right, all these things as in the days of in the days of Noah, Salaki. All right, same things would be happening, and that's, you got people. Hey, this devil is getting ready to make moves. He knows, all right, that his time is near. His time is short, as it says in Revelation 12, verse 12. All right, you see, he's ramping things up in anticipation of. Hey, his rulership is about to come to an end. So what do you think he's going to do? All right. He's got that mindset as if I can't have it, no one will. All right. And I'm not exaggerating or anything when I say that. All right. So let's go ahead and run the video here.
All right. I don't know how many of you.
And yes, I'm going to show it to you now. This is a What would have been live feed is still down as a result of what I'm about to show you. So here we go.
You ever go over to the ISS website?
J Helio View is another
Well,
one I used
the
to
ISS
frequent.
show feeds of the
Just shows
universe.
you the sun and different,
So it's
you
the
know.
International Space Station, but NASA pretty much controls this site. So every now and then I pop over there and just look. And most of the time, you know what I see? Stars. I see like a solar storm going on. That's about it. Never saw anything on camera as far as objects. Other people would see objects, but every time I would go over, I never caught any objects. So, anyway, I popped over just before the press conference and I'm just looking, and all of a sudden, an object appeared. And I'm going to show you the object. And the camera immediately, y'all, got switched off. And it's still, as you can see, the live feed is still turned off. Now,
And this is something that, they're known for doing. It's like, well, I don't know that, we can guess, but they're not going to like come out and tell you what's the purpose of that. Maybe they think they're protecting you, or they just don't know. They just don't want you to know there's something out there greater than them. That would be you know, my best guess, all right, as to why they really do it, because they want you to, and this is the nature of the beast, so to speak. They want you to know that they are the cock of the walk. You know, nothing is superior to them. And the scriptures tell you this. All right, Isaiah 14, Isaiah 14 chapter from 3 on down, and 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter. All right. Yes, this is the mindset of our oppressor. So now you got something out there that, oh man, it's like what happened with the Hellfire missile that they shot at this uh, supposed UFO a few months back. Not even that long ago, I believe, and it just bounced off. And they were up before Congress, knees knocking and everything, shaking in their boots. Yeah, it's Marta. They've known this at least since the 50s. That incident that happened over the nation's capital. All right. So here we go. Let's go back to the video.
during the Free Eye Atlas press conference that NASA did, it came up. Somebody was asking, what was that appeared on the screen before the live feed got switched off? You know what their answer was? Oh, it was just reflection of city lights. Y'all, there is no damn way what I saw was a reflection of some city lights.
And you're going to see.
It's a lie. And when I show you the clip, you're going to understand. It's a lie. Now, I'm not confirming that this is 3i Atlas, but I'm thinking it's a good chance it is because of how fast they abruptly turned this live feed off. And let me tell you something, if you're going to have a live feed, it's a great chance you're going to capture 3i Atlas, and they don't want you to see it at all. They spent the whole press conference showing pictures we already seen before and just confirming that it's nothing but a comet.
Commercial, Salaki. Ah.
A 73-year-old designer told me, your age isn't the problem. Your pants are. That's.
But what I'm about to show you, y'all, is no doubt this ain't no comet. This ain't no comet. And as you can see, this is one day later, and they still don't have this live feed back on since this object appeared.
Which
And
I
I
just
said,
showed you.
boy,
We'll
the
go there
Most
again.
High is so clever.
See?
He knew they were going to go on the air and lie about Three Eye Atlas, and he made sure it was seen before they switched the camera
Mm-hmm.
off. That's what I'm thinking. I said, see,
This is
you can't
chess, not
outfox our
checkers.
Heavenly Father. You just can't do it. So I'm going to show you this. Let me just stop this so that I can show you. Now, parts of this is not going to have any sound. Now, and I did go out on TikTok to grab up a couple of people that saw the same thing. It was a lot of people on that live feed yesterday. A lot of people. I'm one of probably millions of people that was out there just looking. And I'm going to let you judge for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, there's going to be parts of this clip that you're going to see, and it's not going to have any sound, but you're going to see an object appear. Now, I tried to increase this by 150% so that you will be able to see it. And if I got to go back and show it again, I will. All right, because I want you all to get a good look at this object. You may be one of the few people that are getting to see what people been chattering about since July 1st. All right, let's see here. Turn that song off. Here we go. All right, give me a one if you can see my screen. Give me a one if you can see the screen. Thank you. All right, I blew this up as much as I could, y'all. So I hope you can see it on your end. Thank you, by the way, for all the ones. I'm going to get myself off so you can get a full screen.
So here it comes. Here it comes. City lights, huh? Roll it again.
Did y'all see that? All right, I'm going to play it. I'm going to roll it back. All right, I'm going to roll it back. Take a good look. Take a good look. Now, they claim this was the reflection of city lights. This ain't hardly no reflection of no city lights. Okay? I said it's no sound. That's what, that's why you're not hearing anything. I said in the very beginning, there's going to be parts of this where you're not going to hear any sound. Okay? All right, let's do it again. Hold on.
Here it comes again. Hmm.
At the work volume, we're going to have the UV lights running for decon, and we don't want you entering that work volume while it's still in work.
Absolutely. I will not do anything inside the work volume. There you go. Thanks for the heads up.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And just to kind of smooth things over, when we do come back to you, you'll be on space to ground 3 for your ops today with Shankini.
Agree with Shankini. Thanks.
Okay. So again, this object is what NASA during the press conference said was city lights. Now, to everybody in the chat, does that look like city lights to
Hell
you?
no.
That's what they're saying. It was a reflection of city lights. Does that look like city lights to you? That don't look like no city light. So this was on the camera before the press conference. And then NASA spent the entire time telling everybody it was a comet. And I know I'm not a space expert, don't claim to be, but that ain't no comet. No comet. And like I said, the camera has been switched off ever since this object appeared on camera. The camera over there have been switched off. The live feed is no longer on.
There have been times for you know, that have been around a little while, you know, they've caught them doing this same things where you would see objects leaving Earth's atmosphere. They would automatically just cut off. Like, what are you afraid of? You know how many um, what's the word I'm looking for? Amateur astronomers are out there. All right, you know, somebody's gonna catch something as was what happened here. You know, yeah, this guy, these Edomites, boy, they got a death grip on the rule. You know, but uh, you know, it's not up to you. Just like every other kingdom, you know, it had an expiration date. The same goes for America and this whole beast system. All right, it's about to be out of here. And as it says in Jeremiah 10:2, let's get that. We are not to be uh, afraid of such things here. It's Jeremiah 10:2. All right. And it says, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. All right. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Are these not some of the signs in heaven? All right. Let's continue on.
All right, so I'm going to show you from beginning to end. Now, I did put some videos of other people that caught it, and you'll see that that's going to be more towards the end. All right, hold on. Let's do it again.
That goes where I said Jeremiah 10:2. That's within the firmament and those things, those celestial objects outside of it. All right. Both apply because you see them, you know, in both instances. All right. this for us is supposed to be what? Hey, one of those signs that, hey, we're about out of here because it's happening more frequently. All right.
Again.
If you're a U.S. veteran and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years, listen carefully.
Absolutely. I will not do anything inside the work volume. There you go. Thanks for the heads up.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And just to kind of smooth things over when we do come back, KU, you'll be on space to ground 3 for your ops today with Shankini.
Bree with Shankini. Thanks. I will not do.
I've been sitting here just running through my mind that old song from was it Ray Parker Jr.? Wait a minute, who was? Oh yeah. Sometimes it feels like somebody's watching me, and that's got to be what these Edomites. They know. They just didn't want you or I to know. All right, that's what's because they got a sense of losing control. Like I said, ultimately they like they're control freaks. All right, they loved controlling the narrative, whatever it may be, and this is getting out of hand. All right, it's a signal that they're losing their power. One of several.
Do anything inside the work volume. There you go. Thanks for the heads up.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And just to kind of smooth things over when we do come back, KU, you'll be on space to ground 3 for your ops today with Shankini.
That's not a comment, people. That's something else to consider because all their science books and everything, they like to portray the image as them knowing everything that's out there. And this, again, is another reason why they're shook because throw all that bullshit, for the most part, out the window now. All right. And, something I said last night, they're discovering new species on Earth frequently. I can't tell you, how often. But, there's so many things here on the Earth and in the Earth that remain to be discovered. All right? And you want to try to convince people that you know what's out there. It was something that was launched when I was in elementary school, and it was the Voyager probes. And it's like the information that they got back within the last 10 years, and they're still getting, supposedly, information from those 2 satellites. And they were launched in 1977. All right? So, some of the information, again, that came back had to shake them because I've got it somewhere. There was an article that came out talking about things that they saw that were headed this way, opposite the direction. And this was years ago, so that got them shook. All right, so back to the video.
Can someone tell me why, when all of a sudden this triangular object came into view on the International Space Station live feed, that NASA cut the feed almost instantly? And this came right after that NASA told us that they were going to give us some really clear images of 3i Atlas, and we got this. Now, they're currently trying to explain this right now as that is a reflection of city lights off the International Space Station. But this looks awful triangular to me.
NASA's just cut its live stream when a mysterious object floats into frame. Look at the top. You guys tell me what you see, and I'll talk to you in just a moment.
Yeah, because all the if it's true, the images that I got, 3-hour atlas. Number one, it was enveloped in a something. I bet you could. Best description would be like a cloak that made it appear much, much larger than it actually was, and it was giving off these, metallic particles and things of that nature. But all that I ever gathered from that, it was supposed to be more of a cylindrical shape, cigar, whatever, and then this could well be something else, because it was said that there were other objects traveling along with 3-hour atlas. All right, so, hey, it's just time for this devil to go,
Absolutely. I will not do anything inside the work volume. There you go. Thanks for the heads up.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And
you got to consider these prophecies, the remaining.
You'll be on space to ground 3.
Salaka, you got to consider the remaining prophecies that are yet to be fulfilled. More and more this MOTB, for those of you that decided for some reason to ignore it, or you were in some type of denial, and more is coming out that, hey, that's where we're headed. So it's like, now what do you have to say? All right, but this devil is under close observation now. All right, and he's squirming. I love it.
Today with Shankini.
Agree with Shankini. Thanks.
Different angles.
Look at the state of this object, bruv, right? Giant triangle Dorito looking at our thing, right? Now notice, whatever this is, I have no idea, but I'm only speculating, but it looks triangular in nature, and you can see the stars kind of morphing just behind it as it moves, It's like translucent almost, right? Dorito, very delicious. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. NASA's just cut its live stream when a mysterious object floats into frame. Look at the top, you guys tell me what you see, and I'll talk to you in just a moment.
Absolutely. I will not do anything inside the work volume. There you go. Thanks for the heads up.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And just to kind of smooth things over when we do come back to you, you'll be on space to ground 3 for your ops today with Shankini.
Agree with Shankini. Thanks.
Look at the state of this object, bruv, right? Giant triangle.
Yeah, at this point, they're just repeating. So, yeah, that's the thing. These videos like this, they are faith boosters. All right. Because at the end of the day, you're looking at a people that need it. All right. Like the scripture says about wearing out the saints, of the Most High. Yeah. This to be able to not be in, how am I going to rephrase it? Hold on. In order for this devil to not have access to us, is what you should be longing for. All right. Because for some reason, our people, the majority of our people, they think that they're free. All right. And it's just, you learn that history that they want you to know. And I'm just talking about America. It's like our people's brains shut off after they, 1865, the end of child slavery. Don't you know that this man, that's why I said the day that he no longer has access to us because he makes money off of us, all right, it exploits us in so many other ways, all right, that will be a glorious day, all right. And you're seeing a little of that with what's happening with Burkina Faso and France now. And people over there in France are losing their minds because they've basically been cut off. All right. This whole wicked ass system, all right, was, you know, set up to run off of the exploitation of, again, the Israelites. When you consider the history there from the time of Cristobal Colon, aka Christopher Columbus, and the 530 years, 33 years now, I think, what has happened, there's been a great transfer of wealth, and they want to keep it that way. All right. So let's get this scripture here and I'll close out. But again, it's videos like this that are huge faith boosters to us because it lets us know, hey, time is short for these devils. And let's scroll on down here to the coming of the Son of Man, Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity. Perplexity. All right. The sea and the waves roaring. Let me get this other. All right. All right. Damn, this thing is sensitive. Perplexity, Strong's G640. All right, quandary. As we used to say in the military, a clusterfuck. All right, quandary. Let's look up perplexity. All right. All right, let's see. Definition. What is this? Cambridge College. Let's see. Perplexity, a state of confusion or a complicated and difficult situation or thing. Does that not define the state of the world now? All right. Addled, disordered, disorganized, muddled. All right. Disorganization, disorientation, land of confusion. All right. Or as the Temptations song back in the day, was the world a day a ball of confusion, right? All right. And this is how this devil, all right, he profits off of it. All right. It says, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. 2nd Ezra chapters 15 and 16. All right. Verses 14 on down. All right. In both. All right. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right. And it's talking about your earthly rulerships. All right. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. That's a chariot. All right. It's not talking about a cloud like you see daily, as in rain cloud or anything like that. All right. 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up. All right. And lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right. And that is why when we see these things in the heavens, all right, these vehicles, All right, we know that. Let's go back to that feed again. See, still. All right, here you go. All right, so yeah, this is a great time to to rejoice. All right, because we're seeing the downfall of these Edomites and their wicked, oppressive system. Let's close on this. All right. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, which you really can't. All right, you really can't. If you think you can, you're only fooling yourself. All right, you can't have. And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's the time that we're in now. That's why you should rejoice. All right. This man's done. He's done. People all around the world are sick of the so-called white man. All right. All right. Because as the other scriptures say, they've gotten drunken. All right. Off of his wine, his doctrine, his philosophy, a.k.a. democracy. They're sick of it. All right. So that's what you're witnessing now. The demise of the rule of Edom. All right. So with that, once again, this has been Lisa Cabrera's website. And I hope that whoever views this video has been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. All right. And once again, I'd like to remind you to remain circumspect out there. All right. Especially now, your situational awareness. All right. So with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.